Three Disneyland headlines just hit at the same time, and together they tell a bigger story. If you thought you'd taken your last ride on Mike and Sully to the rescue, think again. Monsters Inc. was supposed to close soon, but now Disney says it'll stay open into 2027. Just a few days prior, Disney files a permit to demolish an office building for the giant Eastern Gateway project. And then Disney reassures everyone the Avatar expansion isn't delayed, even though Disney never publicly gave an opening date in the first place. So, what does this really mean for the future of Avatar and Disney California Adventure? Let's break it down. Let's lock in 4 facts that are actually true, because the internet loves to frame this stuff into Avatar is canceled. Fact 1: Disney now says Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue will remain open into 2027. This was reported following a February 19th press brief from Disneyland Resort President Thomas Maslam, stating that the intent was for young families to enjoy Monsters Inc. as long as possible to retain an enhanced guest experience. Fact 2: Disney filed to demolish the Team Disney Anaheim East office building, clearing space tied to the Eastern Gateway parking structure and transit hub, which includes a pedestrian bridge over Harbor Boulevard. Fact 3: Disney describes the new parking structure and transportation hub as foundational, providing about 6,000 parking spaces, and that multi-year construction is slated to begin in fall 2026. Fact 4: Disney has stated that despite these changes and updates, the completion of Avatar and DCA is not delayed. But let me point out an important nuance. Disney has not posted a public opening date for the Avatar expansion. Disney describes the Avatar project as early stage and says more details, including construction timeframes, will come later. So when it's announced that Avatar isn't delayed, that's a statement about an internal schedule we can't fully see, because no public data exists to compare against. But it also appears like starting on the Avatar project depends on other activities happening around the resort. What are these? Here's the clean timeline. Disney publicly positioned the Avatar plan like this: Avatar is coming to DCA, it'll transform part of the Hollywood backlot area, it's still in early development, and Monsters Inc. would close in early 2026 to make way. Then, February 2026 hits, and the first domino that becomes tangible isn't Avatar, it's asphalt, parking, access, basically the resort front door. Disney has specifically stated that the parking and transit hub plus bridge is the first step in the next phase, infrastructure necessary to prepare for future growth. And as all this is happening, Monsters Inc. gets more life. But when would Monsters Inc. actually close next year? And is Avatar truly delayed despite these events and the public announcement? This is what we can infer from the facts. Inference 1: Eastern Gateway is the backbone project. If you're about to tear up huge chunks at the resort's edge for Avatar, transportation, bus loops, security, and guest flow, you want the new arrival system that replaces it underway first. Disney says construction is slated to begin in fall 2026, and it's multi-year. Inference 2: Monsters Inc. is being kept as on-stage capacity for as long as possible. If Disney doesn't need the Monsters Inc. footprint immediately, keeping it running protects DCA's attraction capacity while other new projects spin up. Inference 3: If all or part of the Avengers Campus expansion opens in 2027, that would be the perfect time to shift guest attention and attraction capacity to that area of the park while Monsters Inc. quietly closes in the background. Though, Disney attractions never go away that quietly. Inference 4: Despite some negativity around Avatar being built in DCA, Pandora and Flight of Passage consistently rank among the highest in guest satisfaction at Walt Disney World. Not to mention the huge box office of the films, indicating large interest in this franchise by the general public. Disney is full steam ahead on this project. Inference 5: Avatar isn't delayed is PR from Disney, but also a clue. If leadership is proactively saying it's not delayed, the subtext could be, yes, sequencing changed, but we believe the end goal still lands when we planned. That reads as confidence about an internal schedule, even without a public date. And just like any large project, some amount of slippage is probably built into the schedule for instances like this. What should we be watching for next in this whole process? First, more Eastern Gateway permits and visible site prep. If fall 2026 is the start, the paper trail usually indicates the end of the calm before the construction storm. Second, transportation and security reroutes getting teased early. Because once you're building a new arrival experience, guest flow becomes a whole new game. Third, a real closure window for Monsters Inc. Right now it's into 2027, but that can mean January or December. Fourth, an announcement for all or part of the Avengers Campus expansion opening in the 2027 timeframe. This shifts attraction capacity away from Monsters Inc., potentially clearing the way for its closure. Fifth, any hard construction timeframe language for Avatar. Disney still calls Avatar early stage and says timeframes will come later. That's the big missing piece, though D23 is scheduled for August of this year, and that event is always very announcement heavy. So, no, none of this automatically means Avatar is slipping, nor does it mean Avatar is cancelled. But it does suggest Disney is building Disneyland forward like falling dominoes. Infrastructure first, retain ride capacity, major attraction progress when the backstage chessboard is ready. Drop a comment and let's discuss. Do you think Monsters Inc. staying open longer is just guest friendly? Or does it suggest that behind the scenes the Avatar expansion is actually delayed? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.